Now and then I get a comment or two from someone who tries to bring me down and saying, David, nobody wants to see this kind of content. Like, nobody cares about your low effort videos. But I disagree. There's always going to be at least one person who finds videos like today's video somewhat interesting. Guys, look at me as living proof. Do not live by the rules of others, especially if those others are not creating videos themselves. Always do what you want to do. And I'm going to use that as an example for today's video because, guys, I'm not even going to lie to you. Today's video is not that exciting. Like, it's not that interesting, but it is important to me. What's up? How y'all doing today? My name is David Franco, and welcome back to what I like to call a mini vlog. Plus, if you want the honest truth, isn't that redundant? Seaside Heights 2026 is quickly coming up, and I need video ideas to upload and schedule for a while I'm away. But like, there's not much for me to talk about, so I'm kind of like looking around the house and trying to decide, okay, I'll make a video on that. And that is this, my video games and how I choose to organize them. Now, this is a great example. Check this out. I have all these games that I got from Goodwill and eBay and whatever that I still have not categorized. So for today's video, I figured I would ask you, how do you categorize and organize your video games? Me personally, I mean, once I eventually get around to it, I like to have my video games in alphabetical order. I don't know what I just said there. Alphabetical order. Sorry, I'm a little distracted by the dehumidifier running in the background. And I can't do voice isolation because stupid me upgraded to the, upgraded to macOS Golden Gate, and that just doesn't work as well as it used to, so I gotta wait till Apple updates that. That aside. Anyway, I like to organize my video games in alphabetical order, placed vertically. That way I can just slide a game out and slide that game right back in. Check it out. So starting with the left side of my basement, I have all of my video games categorized in alphabetical order. Vertically, except for the Super Nintendo games, just because they're cartridges and they're kind of weird to organize from left to right. But yes, I do have my Super Nintendo games. Xbox 360, I've actually got 2 shelves of those. Moving to the left, Sega Saturn, I guess, is the Obsession. I was just talking about the movie Obsession in the weekend vlog. Exception, I should say. You know what's funny and sad? I never actually bought the original Knights game. I only have this sampler, and I believe this came with the Sega Saturn. But yeah, check it out. I've got all my Sega Saturn games in here. Now, these are not in alphabetical order. That's just something I never got around to doing. I probably should do that, though. But generally speaking, things are in order. For example, Sega CD games. Dreamcast games. Oh, man. One of the greatest consoles of all time. The OG Xbox, you gotta love it. GameCube, I enjoyed my GameCube, but I wasn't like a huge fan of it because at the time I was just obsessed with my Xbox 360. My N64 games, these are not in order. These are definitely not in order because much like Super Nintendo, they're cartridges and it's kind of weird to put them in order, but maybe I'll do that eventually. But going back to the alphabetical order, I actually have a slot open. I wonder what game was there. Wii U, Nintendo DS, 3DS, and of course the Wii. This is the exception right here because I ran out of room. I might double stack these. What do you think about that? Like, I'm not big on blocking the label, but with all the games over there that I still need to categorize, eventually I'm going to run out of room. So I need to either buy more shelving or just start double stacking them. Honestly, I'm leaning towards double stacking them because it looks a lot better and less lazy than just stacking the games vertically on top of the horizontally organized games. Got some LEDs over here. And more video games. PlayStation 1. Thank you. Silence, alright? Silence. God, I'm trying to make a video here. PlayStation 2. PlayStation 3. PlayStation 4. And yes, that bugs me. I ran out of room. Actually, hold on. Starlink. Yeah, I need to put that in here because it looks like I started a second shelf down here. And Xbox One up top. Not that these are really related because these are just the hardware, not the software. But I do have several PlayStation 1 consoles, a couple PlayStation 4 consoles throughout the house. That's the OG PS4, the PS4 Pro. is currently hooked up, and I was just using that a couple weeks ago to test the game. I forgot to put these figures back. Anyway, yes, my games are in alphabetical order for the most part. For the most part, I'm sure something is out of order, and feel free to call me out in the comments. But okay, let's go up into my living room and get some things organized, and then I gotta go. It's Friday, gotta check on the cats at my at the parental's house, and this video is going live on Monday. Look at that, time management. If there's one thing I'm really good at, it's staying consistent with my time management. Okay, this is where the chaos begins. Mild chaos. Honestly, this isn't too bad. I've seen far worse. But recently, my games fell off the shelf right here. I've got all my PS5 games, which isn't the best collection, because I just started recently collecting my PS5 games, because stupid me sold my PS5 consoles a while back. Then I bought Slims on eBay. No regrets though, because I mean, besides selling my DualSense controllers, it was a mistake. Because I honestly love my PS5 now. Like it probably is one of my favorite consoles in a long time. I mean, especially with PlayStation Plus Premium. Yes, I'm still subbed, and no, unsubbing your PlayStation Plus Premium will not stop Sony from killing discs. Sorry, hate to say it. Trust me, and I love physical games, guys, but canceling your PlayStation Plus subscription, it ain't gonna do anything. Trust me, it's not gonna do anything. So here are my games, my PS5 games, and my Switch games. Obviously, I have a lot more Switch 1 games, and some Switch 2 games. My Switch 2 collection is actually growing. I'm gonna be buying Star Fox next week for Seaside Heights, or Seaside Hizzle, as I like to call it. But yeah, considering the Switch 2's only been out for, a little more than a year, I don't think that's that bad. That's not bad. I still haven't played a couple games, but I beat Hyrule Warriors. Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't even played that yet. Donkey Kong Bonanza, beat it. Cyberpunk, beat it. Yoshi, still gotta beat it. Sonic Shadow Generations, it's okay. Guardians of Asuma. Guys, I've heard great things about this. Haven't even played it yet. You know what? Maybe I'll take this to Seaside with me as well. Play Tetris. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Anyone else there with me? Metroid Prime, I don't know. There's something about it. I can't stay invested. Like, for example, I've been loving Elden Ring, but Metroid Prime didn't pull me back in. Eventually, I'll get around to beating it, but it's just not a significant game for me at the moment. Anyway, we're going to organize these games, guys. So, I'm thinking Switch 1 games up here, and actually, yeah, Switch 1, Switch 2, and then PS5. Because I have a couple extra bookends in here. Check it out. I have a few of these, actually. So, bada bing, bada boom. Guys, organization is everything. So, I'll put these back in here. And check it out, guys. I even have some extra cases. I've got a Switch 2 case. I've got a Switch... I guess... Is this for the Switch Lite? This has to be for the Switch Lite. It's just so small. It's so little. This was my favorite Switch case. This is my OG Switch case. With all my games. Most of my games in there. I got some PS5 faceplates just chilling in there. And a very thick, no brand Switch 2 case. I actually bought this before the Switch 2 came out just for that video. Never really gonna use this. It's very blah. But it's hard shell, which is kind of cool. And my Xbox charging case for my controller. And anyway, okay, guys. Oh, this was a sponsored product. They just wanted, I think, an Instagram post or TikTok. I forget what they wanted. But it was to charge my Joy-Con controllers. I don't ever use it, but it's still pretty cool to have. Guys, you gotta love free stuff. Okay, I'm gonna organize all this, and I'll be right back. Trivia. All right. I put a little more work into that than I thought I would. I ended up Windexing a little bit, and I finally Windexed. I don't know if you could tell in previous videos, but it would always drive me crazy, especially lately. I'm watching Yellow Jackets. Pretty good show. It's not like pulling me in yet, but it's good enough because I'm curious, to find out more. Anyway, I'm watching it, and I keep looking under the bezel, and there's just dust everywhere. So, I finally dusted that. One step at a time. All right, here you go. Wait, stop right there. I started my cable management finally. I know I said I was going to do that like a couple weeks ago. I just kept forgetting. I've got a ton of cable management ties in my studio. So I'm going to take those out this weekend and manage the cables properly. Because as you can see, it's kind of an eyesore. Anyway, the point of this is I decided to keep the Switch 1 games next to the Switch 2 games because Switch 2 is pretty much fully backwards compatible with most games. So I figured keep them together. And then there's my pathetic PlayStation 5 collection. Hey, it's getting there, guys. All right, give me time. Give me time. They're not all perfectly aligned yet. I'll do that off camera. But yeah, there you go. Wow, that looks really bad for some reason on camera. Actually, you know why it looks bad? It's because I have the over here, Osmo. Like, how? Get a job. Do your job. Anyway, I have the. I hate this camera so much, dude. I love it, but I hate it. Like, this is the definition of a love-hate relationship. Anyway, I've got the bookends overlapping because I don't want them touching tips. Yeah, I just said that. Because I don't have that many PS5 games. I do regret selling my games a while ago. I sold Sackboy. I sold Resident Evil 2 because I wasn't using my PS5. I've got Resident Evil 2 on PC, so I was like, I don't need it on PS5, but now I want it back on PS5, so I'm probably just going to buy a used copy on eBay for like really cheap. Fantastic game, by the way. Resident Evil 2 I played through twice. Once as Leon, and again as Claire. Anyway, there you guys have it. That is how I organize my video games between my living room and my basement. It's just nice to have everything organized. Let me rephrase that. It's nice to have almost everything organized because let's not forget about all those games in the basement. You know, there's just a stack of games. That I do need to figure out. I need to move around some games, and again, whether I'm going to double stack them or not. What is wrong with you today, Osmo? Get your shit together. Yo, this camera's got a mind of its own today. It's not normally this bad. I wonder if I broke the gimbal or something. I have no idea what I did. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to keep organizing for a little bit, and then I'm going to get some dinner. Yeah, let me know. How do you organize your video games? Or do you just not organize them? Do you just throw them all around your room and whatever? Guys, I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I used to be very lazy. I used to put discs inside of cases that didn't match that game. For instance, I'd put Halo 2 in a Halo 3 case because I was too lazy. Or I would just leave the disc out on top of my 360 for weeks on end. I don't do that anymore. Organization is key. Plus, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it just makes you feel good. It's really nice knowing things are organized. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. Happy gaming.